thinking about you.
Yo guys, Jake Bacon here, and I'm sorry if I look absolutely terrible, but I'm just getting over that sickness that shall not be named. And I hope you guys like my new set. But anyways, the reason why I'm here is I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about true wireless earbuds. These guys right here. But first, let's get these unboxed. So the Samsung Galaxy Buds were my initiation into the world of true wireless earbuds, and while I've had these for about a year now, and I definitely think they're great, I really just wanted to see what else was out there and really compare these to what I think are the top 4 contenders in this space. Originally, I was just going to compare them to the Sony WF-SP800N's extra bass, but spoiler alert, I really did not like these very much and I don't think they're worth their price tag. So I'm going to compare the Samsung Galaxy Buds, the Sony WF-SP800Ns, the Sony WF-1000xm3s, and of course the Apple Airpods Pro. And before I get into the sound of all these, I think one of the most important aspects of all of them is their case. That's going to include the size, how easy they are to take in and out, and also their clamp mechanism and how that sounds as well. So let's start with what I would say is the losers of this category, and that's going to be the Sonys. The reason why is they both have a pretty big case. If I compare the SP800Ns to the Galaxy Buds, you can clearly see how big the Sony case is. I mean, it's wider, fatter, taller, everything. And I would say these are not very pocketable. The Sony 1000xm3s are pretty comparable. The case is about as big, maybe even bigger. It's definitely longer, but it's not quite as wide. The shape of the SP800Ns is kind of weird. So I'd probably say the winner of these two is the 1000xm3s, but overall they both aren't very good. And one more comparison, this is the AirPods Pro case. This is the best of the bunch. I mean, look how much smaller this is compared to the Sony. And then if we take the Galaxy Buds, they're pretty similar, but overall the AirPods Pro is flatter and it just fits in the pocket way better. So now let's take a look at the clasp mechanism of each case and see how those sound. So I think the clear winner of this category is the AirPods Pro. It has the smallest case, and I think it has the best clasp mechanism as well, and the best clasp sound. For taking the earbuds in and out of the case, both the Sonys are the worst. However, the 1000xm3s are probably the worst of the bunch. If we take a look at the SP800Ns, they're pretty easy to take in and out. They have magnets so you can clip in. However, on the Sony 1000xm3s, are actually the hardest to get out. It's hard to show on camera, but they are weird to take out. And then when you put them back, they don't always line up perfectly. That one actually worked better than it normally does. And it gets confusing when you're putting them back and which side goes where. You have to put them exactly like this. But it's easy, especially in the dark, to kind of think that they might go like this, but they have to be exactly like this. It's hard to show on camera, but they're the most annoying to put away out of all of them. The Samsung Galaxy Buds and the AirPods Pro, I would say, are just about the same. Both super easy to take in and out. Let's see the AirPods Pro. They're maybe a little bit more difficult than the Galaxy Buds, but they're overall really easy, especially to put back. It just makes sense where they go. And then that clasp. Oh yeah. Okay, so now let's get into the features, noise canceling, and of course, the head shake test. I don't want to get super in depth into all the features because there's already a lot of videos on that already. And once you make a decision on which earbuds you want to buy, you can just go ahead and look at them then. However, I would say they all are pretty even in terms of features go. They all have integration with their respective voice assistants, and you can tap to play and pause, skip songs, answer calls, etc. However, on the AirPods Pro, they don't have touch control and you do have to click it. They even all pause your music when you remove one headphone out of your ear, except the AirPods Pro, this feature does not work on Android, it'll only work on iOS. The Sonys do have a really cool feature. When you put the earbuds into your ears, it tells you the battery life remaining on each earbud, and I absolutely love this feature. And I guess that brings me into battery life. They're all pretty comparable. They're all gonna last an average plane flight, and I would say you probably just need to charge them about every other day, but this definitely will depend on your use case. The Galaxy Buds and the AirPods Pro both have a wireless charging case, and both of the Sonys do not. And I would say at their price point and considering how big their case is, them not having wireless charging is very disappointing in my opinion. So while all the different features are definitely great, I would say probably the main reason why you're getting any of these is going to be the noise canceling and the sound. So first, let's get into the noise canceling. And there's really only two winners here. First, the clear winner is the Sony WF-1000xm3s. If all you care about is noise canceling, these are definitely the ones to get. These have the best noise canceling out of all of them. But of course, the AirPods Pro have the transparency feature, and all of you Apple fans gush over this, and I think I'm going to piss a lot of you off with this. I definitely think it's a gimmick. This feature takes the microphone that's on these right here, and it amplifies your voice and your surroundings, so you can pretty much have a conversation while you're still listening to your music and keeping the AirPods in your ears. And while this feature is cool, again, I think it's kind of gimmicky. For one, you have to hold the button down for about a second before it even turns on. By then, you could just take one earphone out. And I'm just going to say, I don't think you should be one of those guys, and I think you should be taking your earpods out of your ears when you're having a conversation with someone. It's just a decent thing to do. Overall, it's not a huge selling point for me, and I think if you just want the best noise canceling, definitely go with the Sony WF-1000xm3s. Okay, let's talk comfortability, and hands down the worst are these guys, the Sony SP800Ns. Both Sonys have a lot of stuff that go in your ears, but these ones have those wingtips on them, but I really don't think it makes much of a difference on how well it stays in your ear. At least it didn't do anything for me. And overall, it's just kind of uncomfortable. So also with the other Sonys, they too have a lot of stuff that goes in your ears, but overall, since they don't have that wingtip, I think they're definitely more comfortable. Now the Galaxy Buds and the AirPods Pro, they're definitely the most comfortable. The Galaxy Buds, they don't really have that much that sticks in your ear, and they kind of just sit in there pretty flat. They're really easy to put in, really easy to take out, and overall really comfortable. The AirPods Pro, however, I think are the most comfortable, just by the way of their design. The only thing that sticks in your ear is just the rubber tip. So no plastic at all goes in there, and they kind of just sit in there. Still saying they're great and they're super light, and I really kind of just forget that they're there. Now I did forget to mention that the Sony SP800Ns are the most waterproof out of the bunch, but I really couldn't think of a situation where it would matter that much. All of them I worked out with and I sweat, all that, and they're all just perfectly fine. I do use earbuds frequently at night while laying in bed watching YouTube videos, and I do frequently fall asleep while I'm doing that. And the only ones that are comfortable for that really are the AirPods Pro or the Galaxy Buds. They both just kind of sit in your ear flat. The Sony just kind of protrude from your ear too much, and they just are not comfortable for that at all. So they all stay in my ear pretty well, even when I was working out or running, but let's do the head shake test just to see how they compare. First up, we got the Galaxy Buds. Pretty good. Okay, let's do the Sony SP800Ns. Not bad. AirPods Pro. Yeah, these are definitely the most comfortable for sure. Yeah, these are probably staying in my ears the best so far. Okay, Sony WF-1000xm3s. not bad. Kind of got a little bit loose on this one. So again, overall, I'd have no worries working out with these or running or doing any main things that you would probably do with them. Okay, so finally that brings us to sound, and the clear winners here are definitely the Sony WF-1000xm3s. They have better overall bass than the SP800Ns, which are marketed as having extra bass. That's even before putting any EQ bass on here or anything like that. And that's one of the main reasons I would not recommend the SP800Ns over these. The bass on these is present, punchy, and clear, and they have the overall best soundstage and imaging of any of them. You can hear all the little nuances and ear candy of all your music, and they just definitely sound the best out of any of these earbuds. So if sound quality is the most important thing to you, these are the clear winner, and I would definitely recommend getting these. So I'd probably say the worst in terms of bass are the Galaxy Buds. However, I mean, they overall sound decent. They are the cheapest out of all of them. So I kind of expect that they weren't the best sounding. And again, I've been using these for a year now. They've definitely been fine. Everything's clear. The bass is decent. And they're more comfortable than the Sony. So that's definitely something to consider too. So in terms of sound quality, the second best is definitely the AirPods Pro. They have good bass and the sound stage and the imaging is definitely there, and they're definitely fun to listen to. Again, they all sound great, and I would say that comfortability and price are probably a better determining factor for which ones you want to buy. Okay, so let's talk pricing and overall and try to pick a clear winner here. So first, let's look up the Galaxy Buds. These are the cheapest out of all of them. So right now in Best Buy, they're on sale for $110. And I think that's an absolute steal for these right now. If pricing is a main factor, I would just go get these right now and be done with it. They sound great, they feel great, and they're very comfortable. And again, I've used mine for over a year and I've had no issues with them at all. If you want to step it up a little bit, get a little bit better quality of sound and better features, the Galaxy Buds Plus are out now, and they're $149.99 right now at Best Buy. Okay, let's look up the Sonys, and this is where it actually gets pretty interesting. Right now, the Sony SP800Ns are on sale at Best Buy for $168, and the 1000xm3s are $178. So at this price point, it's a no-brainer. If you're gonna wanna go with the Sonys, just go with the 1000xm3s. They're better in every single way. The sound quality is way better than the SP800Ns. They feel better. The noise canceling is the best out of all of them. And for $178, when the Galaxy Buds Plus are $150, I think it's a no-brainer, especially on sale right now. Just definitely go get these. When those weren't on sale, they were about $230, so they're a lot closer in price to the AirPods Pro. And right now, the AirPods Pro are $249.99 at Best Buy. So they're definitely the most expensive right now by a long shot. So I kind of have a hard time recommending them at that price over the Sonys that are on sale right now. But if you have an iPhone or Apple products, I think they'd probably work out the best for you. And if you really care about the transparency mode, they're obviously the only ones that have that right now. And they are super comfortable. They are more comfortable than Sonys. Again, I can't sleep with the Sonys. I can sleep with the AirPods Pro, but overall the noise canceling and the sound quality are better on the Sony 1000xm3s. So at that price, again, it's hard to recommend these AirPods Pro. So in your search for the best true wireless earbuds, I really hope that this review helped you out. So go ahead and leave a comment below on which one's your favorite and which one you're gonna pick up. I mean, they're all great, so there's definitely no wrong answer here. But overall, I'm kind of having a hard time picking which ones I wanna use over the Sony 1000xm3s and the AirPods Pro. I mean, I do use an Android. I use the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. So I don't get all the features that there are in the AirPods Pro, but I pretty much get the most important ones. And I am a really big advocate of sound quality, and the Sonys do sound better. However, the case on this one is just so much better, and the AirPods Pro are so comfortable. They're probably the best for sleeping with, honestly, and it's a big factor for me. And I kind of hate to say it because I'm not a huge Apple fan, but overall I think this is the best. But the price with these being on sale right now, I really don't think anyone could go wrong with these. It's a lot more closer of a matchup when these were $230 and these are $250, but these at almost $100 difference, it's very hard not to recommend these over everything else. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching, and I'm feeling a lot better now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these videos out a lot more frequently. And always remember, in bacon we trust. Peace.